Hunter froze, the dog-eared copy of Fitzgerald slipping from his fingers to thud against the linoleum floor of Alex's hospital room in St. Luke's Medical Center, smack in the heart of Brooklyn's bustle. The air smelled like antiseptic and wilted daisies, the ones Hunter had smuggled in last week because Alex always said they reminded him of the wildflowers back in his family's upstate farm. For months, that's how long Hunter had been coming here, 3 times a week like clockwork, turning pages in the dim glow of the bedside lamp, while the city outside hummed with life he couldn't touch. New York never slept, but Hunter had barely dozed since the accident, haunted by the skid marks on that rain-slicked Queensbridge ramp, the twisted Harley Alex had loved like a third limb. He'd started reading on a whim, really. Week 1, when the doctors had shaken their heads and murmured about persistent vegetative state, Hunter couldn't just sit there. Words had always been their thing. Late nights in their cramped Bushwick apartment, Alex sprawled on the fire escape with a beer, Hunter quoting Kerouac or Whitman while the skyline twinkled like a promise. So he picked up The Great Gatsby, Alex's favorite, the one they'd argued over on their first date at that dive bar in Williamsburg. Gatsby's a fool, Alex had said, his green eyes sparkling under the neon buzz, chasing a ghost. Hunter had laughed then, leaning in for a kiss that tasted like cheap whiskey and possibility. Now, those words felt like a mirror, mocking him from the pages. But Alex was awake. God, he was awake. His chest rose and fell unevenly under the thin gown, tubes snaking from his arms like accusations, and those eyes, fierce, unblinking, locked onto Hunter's with the force of a freight train. Hunter's heart hammered, a wild thing caged in his ribs, and he dropped to his knees beside the bed, grasping Alex's hand. It was warm, finally warm after months of cold skin that made Hunter's stomach twist. Alex? Baby, oh fuck, nurse. Somebody. The words tumbled out in a rush, American as apple pie and panic, laced with that faint southern drawl Hunter could never shake from his Georgia roots. He fumbled for the call button with his free hand, thumb smashing it like it owed him money. Footsteps pounded down the hall, voices overlapping in a cacophony of urgency, vitals, pupils, disorientation, but Hunter couldn't tear his gaze away. Alex's lips parted again, dry and cracked, forming Hunter's name like a prayer or a curse. Hunter, you stayed. The question hung there, fragile as spun glass, and Hunter's throat closed up. Stayed? He'd never left. Not really. Not this room. Not this man. Not the ghost of what they'd had. But the truth was uglier, tangled in the betrayal that had sent Alex roaring off into the night. For months ago, on a sticky July evening, Hunter had confessed everything. The late nights at the office that weren't overtime, but stolen hours with Jordan, his co-worker from the ad agency, the one with the easy smile and no baggage. It had started as a flirtation, a weak moment after 2 mini craft IPAs at the rooftop happy hour, but it snowballed into texts, touches, a motel room in Midtown where Hunter had whispered lies to himself about it meaning nothing. Alex had found out the hard way. Hunter's phone buzzing on the kitchen counter, a photo from Jordan that left no room for doubt. The fight was biblical. Plates shattering against the fridge, Alex's voice breaking as he screamed, "How long, Hunt? How long have I been your fucking idiot side project?" Hunter had begged, on his knees in the same spot he was now, but Alex grabbed his helmet, keys jangling like judgment, and stormed out. The rain started as he peeled away, thunder rumbling like the end of the world. Hours later, the call came. ICU, critical, no visitors except family. Family. That's what the nurses had said when Hunter showed up, wild-eyed and soaked, demanding to see him. Alex's parents, staunch Catholics from Syracuse, had arrived first, their faces carved from granite, and they'd shut Hunter out cold. "You're not welcome here," Mrs. Riley had hissed, her rosary beads clicking like gunfire. "Not after what you did to our boy." But Hunter was stubborn as kudzu, showing up anyway, lurking in the waiting room with vending machine coffee until a sympathetic night shift aide slipped him in after hours. And that's when the reading started, a secret ritual, Hunter's voice weaving stories into the silence, hoping against hope that some part of Alex could hear the remorse he couldn't voice aloud. Now, as the medical team swarmed, Dr. Patel shining a penlight into Alex's eyes, barking orders for a CT scan. Hunter held on, fingers interlaced with Alex's like they were 18 again, fumbling through their first awkward hookup in the back of Hunter's beat-up Ford on a dirt road outside Atlanta. "I'm here," he whispered, voice thick. "I never left." Alex's grip tightened, weak but deliberate, and for a heartbeat, the room faded. The beeps, the fluorescent hum, the pitying glances from the staff. It was just them, suspended in that electric space between forgiveness and reckoning. But then Alex's eyes narrowed, the haze clearing just enough for pain to flicker through. Why? He croaked, the word a blade. After everything. Hunter swallowed hard, the weight of months crashing down. Why indeed? Because love wasn't a straight line, not in this messy, queer-as-hell city where rainbows flew proud but hearts still broke the same. Because Alex was the one who'd pulled him out of the closet at 22, who'd held him through the hate mail from his own family when they found out. Because betraying that, throwing it away for a cheap thrill, had hollowed Hunter out, leaving him a shell who read aloud to atone. The CT came back clean, no swelling, a miracle the docs called it. And they moved Alex to a step-down unit, monitors dialed back, but vigilance high. Hunter hovered like a shadow, fetching ice chips and dodging the Ryless, who arrived in a whirlwind of perfume and prayer cards. Mrs. Riley's eyes were daggers when they landed on him. "Mr. Ellis," she said, voice iced tea sweet poison, "visiting hours are over. Alex needs rest." But Alex, propped up on pillows with a morphine drip dulling the edges, shook his head faintly. "Let him stay, Mom. Please." It was the first full sentence he'd strung together, and it landed like grace from a god Hunter didn't believe in anymore. The room went still, Mr. Riley clearing his throat like he was choking on sawdust, and for once, they backed off, retreating to the cafeteria with muttered promises to return. Alone again, Hunter pulled the chair close, the vinyl creaking under him. Alex's face was gaunt, cheekbones sharp as broken glass, but alive. God, so alive. "I heard you," Alex said softly, his Irish lilt softened by the drugs but still there, like a song Hunter had forgotten the words to. "Every night. Gatsby. The green light. You sounded wrecked." Hunter's laugh was half-sob, rubbing a hand over his face. "I was. Alex, I don't." Alex cut him off, but there was no venom, just exhaustion. "Not yet. Just read. Like before." So Hunter did, picking up where he'd left off. Daisy's voice trembling over the phone line, Gatsby's desperate faith. But his mind raced ahead, to the chapters they hadn't written yet. The fallout, the why of Jordan, the fragile bridge they might build from ruins. Outside, the Brooklyn Bridge lights winked across the East River, a reminder that some things endured, even after the flood. As the words flowed, Alex's eyelids drooped, but his hand stayed in Hunter's, a tether in the dark. For the first time in months, sleep came easy to Hunter, curled in that uncomfortable chair, dreaming not of accidents, but of wildflowers and fire escapes, of a love that might, just might, outrun the lies. Dawn crept in through the half-drawn blinds, painting the room in watery grays and golds, the kind of light that made New York feel almost tender. Hunter stirred, neck kinked from the chair, Alex's hand still loose in his. The monitors hummed a steady lullaby, and for a moment, it was perfect, until reality elbowed its way back. Nurses bustled in for vitals, a physical therapist loomed with talk of rehab, and the Ryless returned like clockwork, bearing Tupperware of meatloaf and suspicion. Hunter slipped out for coffee, the hospital corridor a fluorescent maze that smelled of bleach and desperation. He leaned against the vending machine, scrolling his phone for the first time in days. Text from Jordan, unread and deleted in bulk. Jordan. The name alone soured his gut. It had been 6 months of stolen moments, a midlife crisis at 28. Hunter telling himself Alex was too much, too intense, too all in, while Jordan was easy, no strings, just gym sessions and post-work blowjobs that left him feeling emptier than before. But seeing Alex now, fragile and fierce, Hunter knew it for what it was, cowardice. Pure, bone-deep fear of the real thing. He'd met Alex 3 years ago at a Pride block party in the village. Confetti raining down like confetti from heaven, Alex in a tank top that showed off his tattooed arms, a Celtic knot for his heritage, a rainbow infinity for the love he wore unashamed. Hunter, fresh off a bad breakup with a guy who'd ghosted him after coming out to his folks, had been nursing a solo cup of spiked punch when Alex bumped into him, spilling half on Hunter's sneakers. "Sorry, man. Here, let me buy you new ones. Or at least a beer." Alex's grin was crooked, disarming, and by midnight they were making out against a mural of Stonewall heroes, the crowd cheering like it was their victory too. 6 months later, Hunter moved into Alex's walk-up, trading his sterile midtown sublet for exposed brick and the chaos of shared dreams. Alex's graphic design gigs, Hunter's climb up the ad ladder, Weekend getaways to the Catskills where they'd hike till their legs gave out and fuck under the stars. It wasn't perfect. Alex wanted commitment, rings, maybe, or at least talks of forever, while Hunter panicked at the permanence, haunted by his preacher father's sermons on hellfire and his mama's tears when he'd finally come out. Jordan had been the escape hatch, a way to dip a toe without diving in. Until the photo, the fight, the rain. Back in the room, Alex was sitting up, poking at the meatloaf with a plastic fork, his parents flanking him like sentinels. Mrs. Riley's eyes flicked to Hunter, then away. "Alexander needs his strength," she said, as if Hunter were a stray dog begging scraps. Mr. Riley grunted agreement, flipping through a sports page, but Alex met Hunter's gaze over the Jell-O cup, a silent plea in those green depths. After lunch, the Rylas stepped out for a walk. Fresh air. "Dear, you look peaky," leaving Hunter and Alex in charged quiet. "They hate me," Hunter said, sinking into the chair, handing over a contraband bag of sour gummies, Alex's vice since college. "They don't hate you. They hate what you did." Alex popped a gummy, wincing as he chewed. "Me too, sometimes. But, hearing your voice, Hunt, it was like an anchor. In the dark, I knew I wasn't alone." Hunter's chest ached, a bruise that wouldn't fade. "I should have been better. For you. I got scared." "Scared of what?" "Us." Alex's voice sharpened, the morphine wearing off to reveal the fire beneath. "We were good, Hunter. Real. You threw that away for some office fling? Jordan, right? The one with the perfect abs and zero depth." It stung, because it was true. Hunter had seen the Instagram pics after the breakup. Jordan at Fire Island, shirtless and carefree, while Hunter rotted in regret. It wasn't about him. It was me. Always has been. My head's a mess, family shit, the job, feeling like I'd drag you down. Alex sighed, leaning back, the foreline tugging. "You think I don't have messes? Dad still prays for my lost soul every Sunday. Mom slips pamphlets under my door about deliverance. But I chose you anyway. Because when you look at me like that," he gestured vaguely at Hunter's face, "like I'm the whole damn world, it's worth the fight." Tears pricked Hunter's eyes, hot and unwelcome. He swiped them away, standing to pace the small space, sneakers squeaking on the floor. "I don't deserve that look back. Not after." "Stop." Alex reached out, grabbing Hunter's wrist. "We're not there yet. But if I'm going to fight to walk again, you got to fight too. No more running." The physical therapy started that afternoon, a gauntlet of exercises that left Alex sweating and swearing, Hunter at his side like a coach from hell. "Push through it, babe. One more rep," Hunter urged, spotting Alex's legs as he strained against resistance bands. It was intimate, raw, Alex's grunts echoing off the PT room walls, Hunter wiping sweat from his brow with a towel that smelled like home. By session's end, Alex collapsed into the wheelchair, drained but triumphant, and Hunter wheeled him back, their fingers brushing in a ghost of old habits. That night, Hunter read from On the Road, Sal Paradise's restless wanderings mirroring his own regrets, and Alex drifted off with a small smile. But sleep evaded Hunter, his mind churning. The next day brought discharge papers. Alex to a rehab facility in the Bronx, closer to his parents' watchful eyes. "You can visit," the social worker said kindly, but Hunter heard the subtext, family first. Packing Alex's things, faded jeans, a sketchpad filled with half-finished designs of Brooklyn bridges and lover silhouettes. Hunter found a photo tucked in the side pocket. Them at Coney Island last summer, arms slung around each other, cotton candy smeared on Alex's cheek. Hunter's laugh frozen mid-burst. The betrayal hit fresh, a wave crashing over him. How could he fix this? Words on a page weren't enough. He needed action, proof. As they loaded Alex into the ambulance for transport, Hunter leaned in, pressing a kiss to his forehead, chaste, brotherly, under the Rylas glare. "I'll be there tomorrow. Every day." Alex nodded. "I searching. Promise. Swear on the green light." It was a joke, but it landed heavy, Gatsby's folly echoing their own. The drive to his empty apartment felt endless, traffic snarling on the BQE like Hunter's thoughts. Bushwick greeted him with graffiti-splashed stoops and the distant thump of a bodega radio. But the fire escape was cold without Alex's guitar propped against the railing. Hunter collapsed on the couch, the same one where they'd binge-watched Queer as Folk reruns, tangled in blankets and each other. His phone buzzed. Jordan, again, heard he's awake. "You okay? We should talk." Delete. Block. Done. But the seed of doubt sprouted. What if Alex couldn't forgive? What if the months of reading were just echoes, not bridges? Hunter poured a whiskey, top shelf, the kind Alex teased him for, and scrolled old texts, voicemails of Alex's voice, husky after sex. Love you, Hunt. Don't ever forget. He wouldn't. But loving back meant facing the wreckage head-on, no more half measures. As sirens wailed outside, a siren's call to the life he'd almost lost, Hunter vowed it. Rehab visits, honest talks, maybe even therapy, the couple's kind, if Alex would have him. New York had chewed them up, but it could spit them out whole. Or so he hoped, staring at the ceiling cracks that mapped their scars. Morning came too soon, Hunter nursing a hangover and resolve as he subwayed up to the Bronx, clutching a new book, The Prophet, Khalil Gibran on Love's Fierce Necessity. The rehab center was a squat brick building off Fordham Road, all optimism posters and adaptive equipment. Alex was in a shared room, curtain drawn against his roommate's snores, looking smaller in the hospital bed but brighter, color returning to his cheeks. Hunter, he said, voice stronger, pulling him into a hug that smelled of clean linen and faint cologne. It was awkward with the rails, but real, bodies aligning like puzzle pieces long separated. Missed you, Hunter murmured into his shoulder, holding tight. Even if it was just one night. Alex pulled back, searching his face. Missed your voice more. Read to me. Always. As Gibran's words flowed, on joy and sorrow intertwined. Hunter felt the first threads of mending, fragile but stubborn. But outside, storm clouds gathered over the Bronx skyline, hinting at tempests yet to break. Weeks blurred into a rhythm at Willow Creek Rehab. Mornings of grueling PT where Alex cursed through leg lifts and balance beams. Afternoons of art therapy, where he'd sketch Hunter's profile in charcoal strokes that captured the worry lines too accurately. Evenings of whispered confessions under the guise of reading. Hunter showed up daily, dodging rush-hour trains from Manhattan, his ad job a distant hum of deadlines he half-assed via email. Family leave, he'd told his boss, the lie slipping easy because the truth, my ex might still be my everything, felt too queer, too raw for the glass-walled office. Alex progressed in fits and starts, first steps with a walker that made him look like an old man, then unaided shuffles down the hall, Hunter trailing like a nervous parent. You're a beast, Hunter said one humid August afternoon, as Alex collapsed onto a bench in the courtyard, sweat beading on his forehead. The air was thick with the scent of cut grass and distant pretzels from Arthur Avenue, the Bronx's Little Italy pulsing just beyond the fence. Feels more like a damn snail, Alex grumbled, but his eyes crinkled with that old spark. Gonna need you to carry me home, Tarzan. Home. The word dangled, unspoken freight. The Rylas had offered their Syracuse spare room. Proper care, Alexander. Not this city poison. But Alex waved it off, stubborn as his father. I'm a New Yorker now, Ma. Bushwick born and bred. Hunter's heart swelled at that, a quiet claim on their shared life. But cracks spiderwebbed beneath the surface. One evening, after Hunter read from Giovanni's room, Baldwin's exquisite ache of hidden loves, Alex set the book aside, his face stormy. David's a coward, just like you were. The words landed like a sucker punch. Hunter recoiled, the plastic visitor chair suddenly thorns. Alex. No, hear me out. Alex shifted, wincing at the pull in his healing ribs. I get it, the fear, the what-ifs. But you didn't just cheat. You erased me. Made me the fool chasing your ghost. His voice trembled, green eyes flashing. I woke up hearing your voice, thinking maybe we'd turned a page. But what if it's the same story? You bolting when it gets real. Hunter's mouth went dry, the courtyard memory flashing. Alex's sketches, intimate and unflinching. I'm not running. I quit seeing Jordan months ago. Blocked him. Changed my number. Hell, I turned down a promotion that meant more travel, more excuses to drift. Proof, Alex challenged, but softer now, vulnerability peeking through the armor. Hunter pulled out his phone, opening the therapy app, solo sessions with a queer counselor in Chelsea, notes timestamped from the accident week. Started this after. You know, learning to sit with the mess instead of fleeing it. And if you'll let me, couple stuff. With you. Alex studied the screen, thumb tracing the icons, then met Hunter's gaze. Okay, but slow. I'm still piecing me back together. They started tentatively. Walks in the courtyard turning into handholds, stolen kisses behind the vending machines that tasted like Jell-O and hope. Hunter brought mixtapes on his phone, Springsteen ballads for Alex's rock soul, Frank Ocean for the nights when words failed. You taste like redemption, Alex murmured once, lips brushing Hunter's ear, and it ignited something fierce, a reminder of bodies speaking what hearts couldn't yet. But betrayal's shadow loomed, not from Jordan, but closer, the Rileys. Mrs. Riley cornered Hunter one visiting hour, her pocketbook clutched like a shield in the lobby. "He's vulnerable now, Mr. Ellis. Swayable. If you hurt him again." "I won't," Hunter cut in, voice steady despite the churn in his gut. "I love him. Always have." She scoffed, crossing herself. "Love? That's what you call sneaking around? Alexander deserves a man who honors vows, not breaks them." Her words echoed his own demons. The Bible Belt echoes, the fear that queer love was always tainted, second class. Mr. Riley was subtler, pulling Hunter aside during a family dinner smuggled in from Dino's on Belmont. Pasta fazool and braccio that sat heavy as guilt. "Son," he said, voice gruff over Chianti. "Alex talks about you like you're his son. But we know what happened. You got demons. Don't drag him into hell." It rattled Hunter, enough that he skipped a day, burying himself in client pitches till midnight. Alex noticed, of course, texting "Miss your voice." "Everything okay?" Hunter showed up the next evening, hollow-eyed, book in hand. "Call me by your name. Elio's summer idol, a balm for fractured souls." "You're late," Alex said, but pulled him close anyway, head on Hunter's shoulder. "Mom said something, didn't she?" Hunter nodded, confessing the confrontation, the doubts it stirred. Alex listened, then cupped Hunter's face, thumbs tracing jawline. "They're scared. For me. But this, us, it's ours. Not theirs to judge." The intimacy deepened that week. Alex's first solo shower, Hunter waiting outside the bathroom door like a sentinel, heart in throat at the water's rush. When Alex emerged, towel slung and steaming, he tugged Hunter in, the tile cool against their backs as they kissed, slow, exploratory, relearning contours. "Missed this," Alex breathed, hands roaming Hunter's chest, scars from old fights and new fears. It didn't go further, not with nurses knocking and Alex's stamina fading, but it was enough, a spark reigniting embers. Then the high tide receded. September brought discharge. Alex cleared for home, but home meant decisions. The Bushwick apartment lease was up, sublet to a barista couple, and the Rileys pushed for Syracuse. "Just till you're steady," Mrs. Riley urged over a video call, her face pixelated concern. Alex wavered, crutches propped against the bed, Hunter silent in the corner. "I need to think," he told them, then turned to Hunter post-call. "What if I go? Get my legs under me, away from the noise." Hunter's world tilted. "You'd leave? Us. Not us. This limbo." Alex gestured at the room, the wheelchair folded like a bad omen. "I love the city, but it's where it broke. Maybe upstate's a reset." The argument simmered low at first, Hunter pleading for time, Alex insisting on space, then boiled over in the PT gym, echoes amplifying their shouts. "You're running now," Hunter accused, Walker clattering as Alex whirled. "And you're clinging. Like if you hold tight enough, it'll erase the hurt." Alex fired back, face flushed. "I woke up for you, Hunt, but I can't be your penance forever." The words gutted him. Hunter storming out into the Bronx dusk, rain spitting from thunderheads. He wandered Arthur Avenue, neon signs blurring in tears, pizzerias, delis, lives unfolding without him. His phone stayed silent. Pride or fear, he didn't call. Back at the apartment, alone with takeout, lo mein, and regret, Hunter scrolled old photos. Alex mid-laugh at a drag brunch, Hunter's arm around his waist. The betrayal replayed, Jordan's hotel keycard, the guilt-sick mornings after, but so did the love. Alex's hand in his at a vigil for Pulse victims, their shared vigil now. Dawn found him at the kitchen table, drafting a letter, not words on a page for coma silence, but raw truth. "I fucked up because I thought love like ours was too big, too breakable. But you're my green light, Alex. My road. Come home, or let me follow you there." He hit send, attachment heavy as hope, then crashed, exhaustion claiming him. The call came at noon. Alex, voice thick. "Read it. Twice. I'm staying. But we do this right. Therapy, dates, no ghosts." Relief flooded Hunter, salty as tears. "Deal. Pick you up tomorrow?" "Yeah. And Hunter? I love you. Demons and all." It wasn't fixed. Betrayals lingered like bruises, but it was forward, a step on unsteady legs. As Hunter packed Alex's bags with care, books, sketches, the wildflower pressed between Gatsby's pages, the city outside thrummed approval, horns and laughter a queer symphony. But in the quiet, doubt whispered, Could they outrun the past, or would it crash again, harder? October painted Brooklyn in fire, maples blazing along Myrtle Avenue, pumpkins grinning from stoops as Hunter and Alex reclaimed their life, one wobbly block at a time. The new apartment was a third-floor walk-up in Bed-Stuy, cheaper than Bushwick, but with crown molding and a bay window overlooking a community garden. Our blank slate, Alex called it, crutches abandoned for a single cane that he wielded like a scepter. Hunter had sublet his midtown spot, downsizing to freelance graphic work from home. Ironic, now that Alex was the steady earner at a design firm that valued his resilient story. They fell into domesticity with the awkward grace of survivors. Grocery runs to the key food where Alex teased Hunter's kale obsession, Southern boy gone yuppie, and movie nights on a thrift store couch. Brokeback Mountain skipped for comedies that didn't gut them. Therapy was weekly, a cozy office in Park Slope where Dr. Rivera, a no-nonsense Latina with a pride flag on her desk, prodded their wounds. Betrayal isn't a solo crime, she'd say, eyeing Hunter. But forgiveness? That's a choice every day. Hunter chose it fiercely, cooking Alex's grandma's shepherd's pie from a pilfered recipe, massaging calves knotted from PT, whispering apologies into the dark when nightmares jerked Alex awake, reliving the crash. I see the road slick, hear the tires, Alex confessed once, body shaking. Hunter held him, murmuring Whitman, I sing the body electric, till dawn, their skin a map of reconnection, slow and sacred. Intimacy rebuilt brick by brick. First, touches tentative, fingers lacing over breakfast bagels, then bolder, a hand on the small of Alex's back guiding him upstairs, lips grazing necks in the shower steam. The first full night came mid-month, rain lashing the window like applause as they tumbled into bed, laughter bubbling through nerves. Easy, Alex breathed, guiding Hunter's hands, rediscovering rhythms. It was messy, hesitations, winces from old injuries, but holy, Hunter's mouth tracing tattoos like scripture, Alex's gasps a litany of yes, there, love you. Afterward, tangled in sheets that smelled of them, Alex traced Hunter's collarbone. Feels like coming home. But home harbored ghosts. Jordan resurfaced, not directly, but through whispers. A mutual friend at a Halloween bash in Greenpoint spilling tea over pumpkin alish. Heard Jordan's telling everyone you were the villain, Hunt, emotional terrorist, or some bullshit. Hunter laughed it off, but it festered, a splinter under skin. Then the Riley's Thanksgiving invite arrived, Syracuse, neutral ground, with a PS from Mrs. Riley, no drama, please. For Alex's sake. Alex wanted to go. They're trying, Hunt. Mom sent that rainbow magnet for the fridge, progress, right? Hunter agreed, but the drive up I-87 was tense, Hunter's knuckles white on the wheel, Alex fiddling with the radio till Springsteen's Thunder Road filled the car, a bomb and a barb. The Riley house was a colonial relic, white-clabbered, cross-stitched samplers preaching virtue, smelling of turkey and tension. Dinner was a minefield, Mr. Riley's grace lingering on unnatural unions, Mrs. Riley's pointed glances at their joined hands under the table. Alex deflected with charm, recounting rehab triumphs, but Hunter simmered, the wine loosening old guilts. It erupted post-pie, in the den amid faded football trophies. Mrs. Riley cornered them again. Alexander, we've prayed. There's a group in town, good Christian men, helping with urges. Alex's face went thunderous. Ma, we're fine. Happy. Happy. She turned to Hunter, eyes blazing. You shattered him. That accident. God's warning, and you waltz back like nothing. Ma. Alex started, but Hunter surged up, chair scraping. No, let her. Lady, I broke him. Me. The lies, the cheating mine. But I own it now. Every day, I wake up grateful he's here, fighting for us when I don't deserve it. His voice cracked, southern twang thickening. You think prayer fixes this? Try love. The kind that stares down hell and says, fuck you. We're queer, and we're staying. The room froze, Mr. Riley's pipe forgotten mid-puff. Mrs. Riley's lip quivered, anger or awe, before she fled to the kitchen, sobs trailing. Alex gaped at Hunter, then pulled him down, foreheads touching. That was badass. Later, under upstate stars brighter than Brooklyn's glare, they talked on the porch swing. Creaky confessions, Alex admitting his own fears. What if the crash scrambled more than my legs? What if I can't feel it all the way again? Hunter kissed him slow, hands framing his face. You feel plenty, and I'm here for the rest. The drive home was lighter, a truce declared, monthly Syracuse visits, no ultimatums. But climax brewed back in the city. December gale howled as Jordan showed up unannounced at their stoop. Coat dusted with snow, eyes red-rimmed. "Hunt, please. 5 minutes." Alex, cane in hand, blocked the door. "Now's not the time." Jordan's gaze flicked between them, pleading. "He was mine first, you know. Before the accident, he promised." "Lies," Hunter snarled, stepping forward, but Alex's hand on his arm steadied him. "Go," Alex said flatly. "We're done haunting each other." Jordan lingered, then deflated, vanishing into the blizzard. Inside, over cocoa, Alex turned to Hunter. "You could have gone after him. Cleared the air." "Nah." Hunter pulled him close. "Air's clear here. With you." Christmas was theirs, a tree strung with LED rainbows, take-out dim sum, readings from the night circus by firelight, candle flames dancing like their future. But New Year's Eve brought the storm's eye. A call from Dr. Patel, routine follow-up revealing scar tissue on Alex's spine, potential for chronic pain, maybe relapse. They sat on the fire escape, city fireworks blooming distant, Alex's head on Hunter's shoulder. "Scared shitless," he admitted. "What if it's too much?" "Then we fight," Hunter said, voice fierce. "Together. No more solos." Alex lifted his chin, eyes shining. "Promise." Like the green light. Eternal. The year turned, and so did they, not perfect, but human. Arguments over dishes dissolving into make-up sex, therapy breakthroughs laced with tears, walks in Prospect Park where Alex sketched strangers' joys. Betrayal scar faded to silver, a reminder not of fracture but forge, love tempered in fire, stronger for the bend. One spring dawn, as cherry blossoms dusted the garden below, Alex woke Hunter with coffee and a sketch. Two men on a bridge, hands linked, Brooklyn sprawling endless. "Our story," he said. "Not Gatsby's tragedy. Ours, messy, real, forever." Hunter kissed him, tasting future on his lips. In America's beating heart, amid sirens and dreams, they'd read each other anew, pages turning toward grace.